Alright, welcome everyone to our meeting. Please do take a seat. I would like to welcome the members of this meeting, Mr. Emil as the head of this division's expedition, Ms. Sonia as the secretary and as the minute of this meeting, and Mr. Belitung, our newest addition to this division, and as the head of logistics. So, first, welcome to our first and hopefully our last meeting regarding our next expedition, the digging of the main Jenggo tribe. However, before we enter the core of our meeting, I would like for Ms. Sonia to summarize our last expedition of the Sabawi relic. Ms. Sonia, if you will.
Alright, sir.
The expedition of the Sabawi relic was fully realized on 4th of Jan of last year. The expedition took 7 days and resulted in the unearthing of 5 Sabawi relics, prized by the National Museum of the United Kingdom for 300,000 pounds sterling from the initial over 250,000 pounds sterling. As a result, the United Kingdom Historical and Geological Expedition received a net positive of 70,000 pounds sterling from 230,000 pounds sterling worth of expense.
Alright, thank you kindly Ms. Sonia for your summary of our last expedition. We can go back to the sheet. From this outstanding result, the board of London gave us another chance for an expedition in Africa, and thus the digging of Jenggo tribe expedition was born. Now it is time for us to enter the core of our meeting. While the board in London has greenlit and approved of the Jenggo tribe expedition, they only sent us a meager budget of 25,000 pounds sterling. So, according to this, we need to revert our spending of this expedition if we want to ensure this expedition is stable. Mr. Emil, would you please give us an overlook of our next expedition if done on our current office?
So, we all know that our expedition will be done in the nation of Chad, specifically in the area called Melihala. The Melihala itself is approximately around 7,300 kilometers from our current office right now. So for the expedition, we need to able-bodied manpower, we need to standardize equipment, and the capable sea and land transportation. Of course, this requirement can easily be met in our current office right now due to our prolonged presence and multiple contacts in Cairo.
Thank you, Mr. Emil. You may sit down. Now, from the data that Mr. Emil has given us, in terms of logistics and time, and also the money we would spend in logistics and transportation in this expedition, how much money we need to expend, Mr. Billy?
From the exact data that Mr. Arkan has given me not long while back, we would be spending rough estimate 4,500 pounds sterling when talking about transportation fees, and we would be spending 9 months or possibly more for the transfer side. I believe Ms. Sonia has the full report about this issue.
Let's hear from Ms. Sonia.
That's right, Mr. Billy. Counting the spending on transportation and the time it needs to do transfer back to London plus the expedition itself. If we consider that our rate here is 1,500 pounds per month, we can conclude that our spending in this office of Cairo will be reached the approximate number of 22,500 pounds sterling.
And that leaves us with 2,500 pounds for manpower, equipment, and future possible maintenance.
Sir, if I may interject,
Alright?
I think 2,500 pounds sterling is not even close to enough in order to keep this expedition stable. That, and in addition, the distance for us to travel on land just to reach the expedition site across the Sahara Desert, no less will mean that we need to spend more for the welfare, for the high manpower.
Sir, I also want to add Mr. Emil assertions. Alright. That moving across the Sahara Desert is dangerous, and it is uncertain endeavor. Spending money for transportation is a must if you want to travel there safely.
Alright, thank you for the insight, Mr. Billy and Mr. Emil. Both of your assertion is correct. I contacted the board back in London to discuss this issue, and they recommended us to move our office elsewhere to a place more affordable. I asked Sonia to compile future potential locations in Africa for our new office. Alright, Sonia, if you may present your findings.
Absolutely, sir. From what I can gather, we have 3 potential locations. That is the city of Rabat, Jamena, and Porto. I have given this information to both Mr. Emil and Mr. Billy.
Alright, very good. I would like to start from Mr. Emil's findings first. Mr. Emil, would you please present us with your findings regarding these 3 potential locations?
Right away, sir. So from the data and the description that Mr. Sonia gave me, I infer that Rabat here is 3,000 kilometers away from Melihama, with Khartoum, which is in Sudan, being only more or less than 1,500 kilometers, and Jamena, the last one, being the least of distance from Melihama, with only less than 400 kilometers. If I may have an opinion, sir, but I believe Jamena would be the ideal and stable place for us to start a new office for a few specific reasons.
Alright, thank you for your findings, Mr. Emil. However, I would like to ask you to hold your opinion first, because we have not yet hear all the objective data necessary to determine what our next office will be.
My apologies.
Alright, now I'll give the time for Mr. Bill to present his findings regarding these 3 locations.
Thank you, sir, for the time. What I discovered when calculating the approximate distance and transportation time and fees in this, Rabat and N'Djamena has the most distance sea travel, with Rabat approximately 2,700 kilometers and N'Djamena through long is 7,200 kilometers. N'Djamena has the least distance travel, therefore combining both sea and land. The final fees for transportation in N'Djamena is 2,500 pounds when it's rounded. For Rabat itself, is combining both sea and land is 2,400 pounds, while Khartoum has the least distance travel, which is 2,300 pounds for combined transport.
Alright, wonderful, Mr. Billy. What about the time to transfer to London?
So, from what I gather from the same shipping company that I presented the 3 cities, N'Djamena in Chad would be the longest with a total around 20 months, with ship delivery through coastal sea of Africa. The quickest will be Rabat with a total of 10 months, moderately through land and sea, and Khartoum with a total 11 months, majorly through land delivery from Jeddah.
And how about rent? Do we have an outlook of how much rent we will be spending in all of these 3 cities?
Yes, sir. I have already potential new building in 3 cities. For Rabat, the rent will be 500 pounds per month. Adding the total approximate amount of our visit, it will be a total of 6,500 pounds per month. And Jamena will be the highest, even with the 300 pounds per month rate, due to our long stay, totaling at 6,900 pounds per flies in the middle with 4 phones per mode and the cheapest of all with 5,600 phones total.
Alright, so based on the data that all of you have given us for this meeting, I can conclude and count the results. A stay in Rabat would total us 8,900 pounds approximately, while in Khartoum would be 7,900 pounds. Jamena is the most expensive with 9,400 pounds as per our long stay. Now in hindsight, the most logical decision we can make is choose Khartoum as it is the most cheapest rent total. However, since that this is only the estimates, I would like to open an open discussion regarding which of these cities would be the most suitable. I would like to first ask Mr. Emil for his opinion, as earlier he wants to present us with his opinion and further data. So Mr. Emil.
Right, thank you very much, sir. Now, while we know that Jamena is the most expensive, I, however, think that we should still move our office there. Not only is it the closest city to Belehama, but I also have several contacts there that will give us some easier, that is willing to help us for cheap exchange for our joint research in, if I remember correctly, it's Nigerian Historical Department.
Alright.
Sure, I would suggest the contrary from Mr. M's suggestion. As Jamena is located deep in the nation of Egypt, the amount of English speakers there is very minimal, and thus administration would be delayed significantly. I would suggest Rabat or Khartoum instead.
Alright, so we have two different opinions between Mr. Emil and Ms. Sonia. How about you, Mr. Billy? Do you have anything to add?
Yes, I do so. After careful consideration, I would also suggest same as Mr. Emil. The distance between Belehama and Rabat will be very detrimental for our help of hired help. On the other hand, in Khartoum, the delivery from Jeddah to London is done through land. There's no guarantee that the package will arrive just in time if we try to account traffic jams, risk of accident, and transit through multiple national borders.
Right, I see. So if I remember correctly, transport in Jamena is done through a cargo ship, correct?
Correct, sir. Although done much longer, and transfer to sea is much safer and has less risk of losing in transit.
I also wanted to add that we have no contact at all at home. While in Rabat, most of our contacts are out of Arab. And therefore, if we were to settle on either one of those cities, we need to spend more money on the manpower and equipment.
I see.
So to summarize, Rabat has a long and healthy distance between the expedition site and the city, with contacts ranging from businessmen to oil barons. However, we have the advantage of administration due to the amount of English speaker in the city and its closeness to London. In terms of distance, of course. In Khartoum, the distance to the site is average and the rent is the cheapest. However, we have no contacts in Khartoum. As a result, we need to spend more money in equipment and manpower. We also had a major disadvantage of land transfer from Jeddah to London. Meanwhile, in Jamena, we have the safest route for sea transfer, a contact which is also a friend of our department, and the closest path to the site, giving us full efficiency of our expedition. However, given that there is very little English-speaking population in Jamena, there is a cost of major delay in administration, and is also the most expensive due to our time in Jamena, which is 20 months, which is 9 months longer than the second longest city. So Mr. Emil and Billy agreed on Jamena. Miss Sonia, do you incline to agree on this as well, or do you still want to hold your opinion?
After a careful consideration, I would like to change my vote into Jamena as well, as it would be the best course of action to ensure the full efficiency of our expedition.
Alright, thank you, Miss Sonia. So it seems that we finally reached the conclusion of our meeting. To keep it short, this meeting concerns our moving of office from Cairo to one of the three cities, which is Jamena. It is Jamena, Rabat, and Khartoum. After a careful examination of the data given and an open discussion, we have finally reached a conclusion that we will move our office to Jamena. So, are we clear on this conclusion, or is there further objections?
No, sir.
Very pleasant.
No future objection for me.
For that, we can start. We can start our prepare our moving after this meeting is concluded. With this, I hereby declare this meeting is concluded and done. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming to this meeting. All of you may leave the room.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.